We know you love your car, and at Big O Tires, we love your car too. We know it's so much more than just how you get from here to there. That's why your locally owned Big O in Roswell and Carlsbad is proud to help keep your car in top shape with our trustworthy service, quality products, major tire brands, and some of the best deals in town. And don't forget, we have easy and affordable financing options for nearly any budget. As members of our community, we know what's important to you and your car. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
Central Valley Electric Education Foundation scholarships are now available for CVE members and their dependents. The scholarships can be used by graduating high school students or adults who are continuing their education. Applications are being accepted through April 15, 2022. Visit cvecoop.org/scholarships for eligibility and an application, or call Central Valley Electric Cooperative at 575-746-3571. Remember, these scholarships are available for students of all ages. Apply today.
ENMU Roswell offers high school students the opportunity to get a head start on their college education journey into healthcare. Through the Allied Health Careers Pathway, high school learners can enroll in dual credit courses that introduce them to a wide range of careers that include emergency medical technician, paramedic, nursing, occupational therapy, respiratory therapy, medical assisting, phlebotomy, and nursing assistant. Start your healthcare career path at ENMU Roswell. Contact your high school counselor for more information.
Maybe your AC unit needs a little tender loving care. If you don't know where to turn, then you don't know Jack.
Fergalicious.
In fact, they're downright funky.
Fergalicious.
Let the boys at Fergie's Plumbing and Heating get your AC unit ice cold, just like some of my lady friends. Don't let any fool make you lose your cool. Fergie's Plumbing and Heating. If you don't know Fergie, then you don't know Jack. 632-2660.
Fergalicious.
If you're missing a tooth or several teeth, a dental implant may be the ultimate solution. Implants look and feel so much like real teeth that you probably forget you have an implant. Maupin and Brown Dentistry is one of New Mexico's most experienced implant providers, with literally thousands of implant patients who are absolutely delighted with the results. Call Maupin and Brown today for an evaluation. You'll be surprised how affordable implants can be. Maupin and Brown, your choice for experienced, state-of-the-art dentistry.
We're here April 26, 2022. Softball. We're here April 26, 2022. I'm here with Roswell head coach Rebecca Marujo. Coach Marujo, good evening, ma'am. How are you?
I'm great, Coach. How are you?
Well, I'm doing real well. Just excited to see what's going to happen here in tonight's contest between the Lady Cave Girls and the Roswell Lady Coyotes. Coach, real quick, briefly, just kind of recap a little bit of the Hobbs game, if you don't mind.
Our girls came out and hit. Our girls put everything together, defensively, pitching-wise. Victoria Sandoval did an awesome job. Hitting-wise, all of our hitters, from lead off to the ninth batter, our girls hit, and base hit after base hit, they tore it up, and they came out on top.
Well, that's exactly what's expected from a head coach. That's great to see the girls perform as they did. You got swept in Hobbs, and of course come back over here and dominate. That's exactly what the Roswell Lady Coyotes should have done. Real quick, now I know that the Roswell Lady Coyotes are 4-4 in district, and it's not guaranteed a spot in the state tournament just yet. I think we're going to be just fine, but nonetheless, it's not guaranteed. So I want to make sure that we understand that. Tell me a little bit about your thoughts about tonight's game.
We have to have a sound team tonight. We have to have a defense that's on and, air-free and have no errors or limit them, That's what killed us last time we played them was our errors. If we hit the ball just like we did, when we played them or whenever we played Hobbs, then we'll be just fine. And, Tori has to hit her spots as well. And if we have everything in sync, then we'll be just fine.
Okay, Coach, this is one of the things, as you may know, this is kind of, really, if you think about it, this is really your first official full season. So one of the things that is going to be, I'm going to ask you about this, and some people might be sentimental about it, some people might not. Tonight, potentially, could be the last game here at Roswell High School for your seniors. What comments would you like to make about the 5 seniors that you have?
And these seniors are special. They they do everything that they can to, have a successful season. They've done everything that they can, and they're the best in the state. And they're great leaders on and off the field, and that's all I can ask for as a head coach.
So as a head coach, what do you tell your seniors in tonight's contest?
Leave it all on the field.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be right back. Starting pitch will be here in just a moment.
Mays Lumber has all the hard-to-find hardwood you've been looking for. Oak, cherry, walnut, poplar, and maple. Plus, hard-to-find exotic woods like purple heart, zebra wood, ambrosia maple, black limba, and bloodwood. Perfect for that one-of-a-kind gift piece or table. Get ready with Formica and Wilson Art countertops in 12-footer custom length with installation available. Make it happen at Mays Lumber, 115 South Virginia in Roswell, serving southeastern New Mexico and beyond since 1934.
Oh, wait.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Roswell High School Softball. We're here as the Roswell Lady Coyotes and the Lady Cave Girls will be playing in the last district contest. The Carlsbad Cave Girls currently overall are 22-0, ranked number 1 in the state of New Mexico and number 1 overall. And the Roswell Lady Coyotes currently 14-8, 4-4 in district, ranked 14th overall in all classifications and ranked 11th in 5A. Going over the starting lineups for the Carlsbad Cave Girls. Leading off for Carlsbad, pitching number 2, Faith Aragon. Batting in the 2-hole, number 5, Grace Aragon. She will be playing shortstop. Playing third base, number 22 is Jonna Aragon. Position 8 would be center fielder, number 9, Jessica Monroe. The DP for tonight will be number 11, Haven Schoolcraft. And then, number 8, Hannah Martinez will be playing second base. Number 17, Maddie Flacco will play first base. Number 3, Aislinn Witzel will be catching. And then playing left field will be number 20, Brooke Rittner. And then the flex player will be number 25, Kirsten Guevara. And for the Roswell Lady Coyotes, the starting lineups, we'll go over the reserve players. Number 2 will be Alexa Estrada. Number 3 will be Mireya Lozano. Number 5, Bella Ornelas. Number 8, Lauren Lucero. And number 9 is Emily Marquez. Those are the reserve players for the Roswell Lady Coyotes. And the starting lineup for Roswell High School will be number 1, she will be catching, Talissa Espinosa. Number 4, playing second base is Mireya Grajeda. Number 10, playing center field is Emma Esquivel. Batting fourth, playing shortstop, number 11, Sadia Morales. Victoria Sandoval will do the pitching and bat in the 5 spot. Number 12 is Yarida Aragon. She'll be playing third base. Leah Sanchez will be playing first base. And number 6 is Jasmine Lucero playing left field. And finally, number 15 is Elena Tarin. She'll be playing right field. We're going to pause for just a moment for the national anthem. The national anthem will be played by Mr. Kelly McDonald, and presenting of colors will be the New Mexico Youth Challenge Academy. We're going to pause. All right, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Roswell High School. We're here, as I mentioned, on Tuesday, April 26th. A little breezy here, mostly sunny, highs in the mid-70s. South winds 15 to 25 miles an hour. But other than that, what a beautiful day it is. Roswell Lady Coyotes, as I mentioned earlier, ranked 11th overall in 5A. 14th overall in the state of New Mexico in the Carlsbad Cave Girls. They are number 1 in the state. Art Sandoval, Kelly McDonald, we're going to take a 30-second timeout, and we'll be back here with the first pitch.
Oasis Computers has been Roswell's trusted source for home and small business computers for over 30 years, and they continue to be your best resource for computer repairs, operating system upgrades, web root managed, antivirus, special orders, and more. Oasis Computers is now open from 8 to 1, Monday through Friday to better serve you. Service calls by appointments and after-hour appointments are available too. Stop by Oasis Computers at 1703 North Garden or call or text 575-625-9141 for even faster service.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to KSVPTV.com. I am the coach, Art Sandoval, along with my partner in crime. I haven't seen him in, it seems like, about a year, but Mr. Kelly McDonald.
I know. Are we still partners? It's been so long since we called the game together.
I'll tell you what, it's been pretty kind of lonely over here, Coach. I know you've been doing a lot of the baseball games as I've been doing softball games, but, yeah, absolutely. Welcome back over here. I'm glad to see you here, and you know what, it just makes life a lot easier for all of us here, Coach. So, Coach, real quick, we have talked about this earlier. I meant to say this. Last time I was looking, we were talking about the starting lineups here for Roswell Coyotes. Okay, we have going left to right. We have the freshman Yarida Aragon, playing third base. Sari Morales at shortstop, and Maddie Grajeda at second base. Leah Sanchez, the senior, at first. Left field, we're going to go with Jasmine Lucero, Emma Esquivel over in center. And then, of course, on the right side, we're going to go with Elena Tarin. And the battery for tonight is going to be TJ Espinosa. And senior in the circle, Victoria Sandoval. And I just wanted to, I was mistaken last week. I thought she had 99 pitches. But congratulations to Victoria Sandoval for reaching the century mark with 100 Ks this season. So Sandoval right now will be facing the hitter. It's going to be Faith Aragon. And, luckily enough, we do have some statistics. So Faith has actually been in 22 contests, batting .570 in the year. And this young lady here is a phenomenal athlete. She does play center. She has 88 plate appearances with 79 at-bats, 42 runs scored, 45 hits, 35 RBIs. And there's going to be, they'll have to go get that, the Lady Coyotes. It's going to be a hit for Faith Aragon.
Yeah, they look to be kind of catchable out there, huh?
Well, Coach, and, I'm going to be real. Here's a couple of things with this. If Roswell High has a chance to be successful tonight, they're going to have to do everything correctly. And right there, they're going to have to go get those balls. They're going to have to be aggressive on the base pass. They're going to have hit spots. They're going to have to play great defense. And most importantly, hit the ball. So now, up to bat is going to be Grace Aragon. There is going to be Faith Aragon. And just like that, there's going to be a throwing error. So there's error number 1 for Roswell High School. And so, just like that, Faith Aragon still second and advances to third on the throw. As I mentioned earlier, this is going to be number 5, Grace Aragon. She is currently batting .455 on the year, and she will be facing Victoria Sandoval. No balls, 1 strike to Aragon, and there's the pitch, and that's upstairs. Swing and a miss for strike 1.
I think strike 2.
Strike 2, I beg your pardon. So no balls, 2 strikes, and no outs. And here's the pitch once again, and that's going to be just misses inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And, Coach, I know we haven't, like I said, you and I mentioned, you made reference earlier, we haven't been together here in a while, but it just, we'll talk a little bit about this. And this is great. It's good sometimes not being around to get your perspective. There's the changeup or curveball, and that's going to be just outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Sandoval, the pitcher, in the circle, getting some direction from Espinosa. And there's going to be the pitch. And that pitch is inside for strike number 3. That's going to be a backwards K for Aragon.
Now bringing up to plate is going to be Jonna Aragon, number 22. She's batting .452 on the year. And there's Sandoval. There's going to be the pitch, and that's going to be popped up. And let's see if there's communication by Morales, and she grabs it. So just like that, F6 for the second out. Now bringing up the center fielder, Jessica Monroe. And Jessica's batting .486, but one thing that the Roswell Coyotes will have to play in factor is she's had 11 home runs this season.
Yeah, Coach, and that is tied for third in the state. So that's somebody they got to watch. Pitching her outside is probably a good idea.
Well, it doesn't get any better after this, where you have Haven Schoolcraft, the DP, but I would be real careful throwing to Jessica Monroe. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs, and there's going to be an inside pitch, and that's going to be fouled back into the grandstands for strike number 1. So you have Faith Aragon as she got a base hit to the right gap, and then the throwing error to second base, so she will get credit for the stolen base and then advances to third. So she is the Lone Ranger at third. And now Monroe facing Sandoval. There is the pitch, and that's going to be fouled off. Actually, Sandoval and Monroe will be teammates this summer as they will be playing on a travel team. Well, actually, a couple of these kids will be all together. And then there's also possibly with TJ Espinosa. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and there's this pitch. And strike number 3, and that's going to be a strikeout, so it's going to be KE2. Aragon scores on the air.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate because that had a chance to get out of the inning there and strand that runner at third. Instead, Aragon scores. And, 1 run against this team is a bunch.
Absolutely. So now you're going to face number 11, which is Haven Schoolcraft, the projected pitcher in game 2. That's a swing. It fell back for strike number 1. 0-1, 2 outs. Monroe at first base, facing Sandoval and Haven Schoolcraft. Schoolcraft has 3 home runs on the year. There's the changeup. Excellent pitch by Sandoval for strike number 2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here in the top half of the first inning where the Lady Cave Girls lead 1-0. And Sandoval delivers, and there's going to be the curveball, and that curveball broke pretty good out of the river, and that's where you want to have that pitch. Don't want to give nothing to Schoolcraft as she will hit the ball. As I mentioned earlier, she is batting .463 and has 35 hits. And there is going to be a stolen base by Monroe. Monroe favoring a leg injury, but still's at base. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Anti-deuces, load them, and there it is. And there's going to be the pitch. Drove into right field, and it's going to go F-9 for the third out. So the Lady Cave Girls have 1 run on 1 hit, 2 errors, and 1 runner left on base. Ladies and gentlemen, the score is 1-0. We'll be right back.
This is Renee.
Happy to be here.
She's not some influencer. She's more of a groundbreaker, turning her 4-acre lot into a little slice of heaven behind the wheel of a John Deere 1 Series tractor. Renee runs with us because the most important job is the next one.
That's all I got.
Nothing runs like a Deere. Hear Renee's story at Deere.com.
Stop by Pecos Valley Equipment in Artesia and Roswell, or visit us online at pecosvalleyequipment.com.
Pecans are a big deal here in Chaves County. We have some of the biggest orchards in the country, and lots of us have pecan trees in our yards. Hi, this is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. Whether you have 1 pecan tree or 1,000 of them, this time of year, every pecan tree needs fertilizing. So come see us at Roswell Seed Company, and we'll get you fixed up with the right fertilizer for your pecan trees, so that next year, your nuts will be big and beautiful. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome back to Roswell Lady Coyotes softball. as the Roswell Lady Coyotes about to bat here in the bottom half of the first inning. The Lady Cave Girls take advantage of a couple of errors on the Roswell Coyotes, and now they lead 1-0. And the leadoff hitter for Roswell High School is going to be Talissa Espinosa, Midea Grajeda on deck, and Emma Esquivel in the hole. Statistically, for Talissa Espinosa, she is batting .412 in 21 appearances, 74 plate appearances, 68 at-bats, 24 runs, 28 hits with 19 RBIs. She has 3 doubles, 2 triples, and 2 home runs. Faith Aragon, and she is actually on the mound for the Cave Girls. She has pitched in 73 innings and ERA of 1.53. She's currently 12-0.
Yeah, you can make the case she's the best pitcher in the state, Coach. I think statistically you'd have a hard time saying somebody else is.
And there's going to be a base hit for Roswell High School, as that was hit well. We're going to give credit for the base hit. A lot of people might have would have called that an error, but that was hit real hard. So right here, expect Midea Grajeda to potentially show hands to advance and possibly the wheel for Espinosa. And there is the bunt, fake bunt, and Espinosa. One of the things that the Roswell Coyotes are going to have to do is, if they're going to have a bunt situation, they're going to have to get the ball on the ground before they advance. Make sure that they're doing everything correctly and freeze on a line drive. And let's see if Grajeda here has that opportunity here to bunt again, and she does. And the bunt attempt is ball 2, so 2 balls, no strikes. Grajeda, once again, she is batting .438 on the year. She has 4 home runs. Facing Aragon. Aragon.
And attempted at the bunt there and couldn't get the bat on it.
That's exactly right. You want to have, in both squads, but you want to have the ball come to the bat and be simple, be soft on it. Espinosa has wheels, but you got to be real careful with. There's going to be a foul ball. But you have Aislinn Witzel, Coach McDonald, that's behind the plate and does a really good job catching-wise.
Yeah, and certainly not afraid to throw to any bag to try to pick someone off or throw out a potential stolen base. So you got to execute it perfectly against her.
2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs, and batter is Midea Grajeda. There's going to be a shot up the middle, so 2 base hits back-to-back. And what a shot it was by Midea Grajeda. Now you'll have the standout freshman, Emma Esquivel, the center fielder. And this is, Coach, you haven't been here with me, and I'm going to have to tell you about this, man. Emma is probably one of the most favorite players in this game for me. I mean, just an outstanding kid. And there's going to be, here's the thing that I want to see here, Coach, and I'll talk good about Carlsbad in just a moment, but the standout, there we have a couple of freshmen that are standouts here. But one other thing with Emma Esquivel, she bats left-handed. She's extremely fast. And you'll see here, Coach, what I'm talking about. Emma Esquivel is batting .319 on the year with 2 home runs. But let's see if she can slap bunt, and there it is. There's going to be bases loaded. And that's going to be a fielder's choice. So now I was going to bring up.
Well, can't have a fielder's choice with, no out executed.
That's exactly that's
so
exactly right.
Going to have to be a bunt single?
3 base hits. That's exactly right. You took the words right out of my mouth here, Coach. So now it's going to be the cleanup hitter, number 11, Sarai Morales, batting .390 on the year, facing Faith Aragon. And there's going to be strike number 1 in the outer half. Bases due. You have Espinosa at third base, Grajeda at second, and Emma Esquivel at first base. Now facing the sophomore, Sarai Morales.
Yeah, Morales has become a home run hitter this year.
Well, Coach, it's not just Sarai Morales. Let's put it this way. The Roswell Coyotes have been just home run hitters in general, and I'm glad you said something about that because they have 29 on the year, and that's not a bad statistic there to have. And now here comes Aragon, the left-hand pitcher. She's going to be facing Morales, and that's going to be strike number 2 on the outer half. 1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs, bases juiced. And, Coach, I wouldn't be a bit surprised. Well, not with 2 strikes, but, last time the Lady Coyotes played Carlsbad, and I'll tell you what, Roswell Coyotes had their chances to win that ball game. There's the pitch, and Sadia Morales is going to fall back. One of the things I was talking with Coach Sanchez earlier was we were talking throughout the day is, and a lot of coaches know this, but the Roswell Coyotes, in the opinion of the coaching staff and, of course, broadcasters, the Roswell Coyotes are peaking at the right time.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, hard to disagree with that. And this is when you want to be playing your best ball, as Sada East swings and misses there for out number 1.
So that's a swing and a miss. Now it's going to bring up number 13, Victoria Sandoval. Sandoval batting .382 and currently has 4 home runs, facing Faith Aragon. Bases juiced, and let's see what Aragon can do here. And there's Sandoval, and that's going to be strike number 1 on the foul tip.
Yeah, Sadai told me that one of her recent home runs went over both fences, she said.
Well, that is true. She had 1 home run over both fences at one time. There's Sandoval, the pitcher in game 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1-0 is the score. Bases juiced for the Coyotes. And the wind's blowing north-northeast, 10 to 15 miles an hour. Sandoval facing Aragon. There is the pitch. 2 balls, 1 strike. Victoria Sandoval has 81 plate appearances with 68 at-bats, 27 runs scored, and 26 hits, and 28 RBIs on the year. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Aragon, the pitcher. Sandoval, the hitter. And that one's going to be in the dirt. 3 balls, no strikes.
1 strike. You got it.
Excuse me, 3 balls, 1 strike.
Foul ball.
And this is the one thing, Coach, when you've been doing this for so long, 25 years coaching, you start looking at all the scenarios here, you know what I mean? But here it is right here. 3 balls, 1 strike, and let's see what Aragon can do here against Sandoval. There's the pitch, and there's Sandoval, drives one back inside half. So now the count is full, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. And, Coach, what I was about to say is to Liz Espinosa, they're going to have to read that down angle, and they have to be aggressive in the base pass, especially early. You have the number 5 hitter hitting right now in Sandoval. But anything that you can make happen at this point, the Coyotes have to do. Aragon.
Speed on all 3 bases right now.
And there's a walk, and it's a new ball game as Sandoval draws a walk. We'll get credit for the RBI. Espinosa will score. Grajeda goes to third. Esquivel goes to second base. And Sandoval now at first. Bringing up number 12, Yarida Aragon, the third baseman. And, Coach, I'm about to tell you something here about this young lady in Yarida Aragon. She's currently batting .328 with 70 plate appearances, 58 at-bats, 23 runs scored, 19 at-bats. But she has 5 bombs, Coach. She's the second leader on this squad with home runs as a freshman. So, Coach, as I was mentioning earlier with Emma Esquivel and Yarida Aragon, these 2 young ladies have a bright future here at Roswell High School. Exciting players to see. And you know what? As I say, freshmen know not what they know not, and that's exactly what it is. Let them go play. You know that old saying, Coach?
Well, and they're really not like your typical freshmen playing at this level because they were contributors last year. They're almost like juniors, and they're only freshmen, and that's going to be so valuable to the program going forward.
1 ball, 2 strikes, and 1 out. And here is Yarida Aragon, the third baseman, facing Aragon, Faith Aragon it is, and there's a swing and a miss. Strike number 3, and that's going to be out number 2. Brings up Leah Sanchez. Sanchez on the year batting .286, has 5 home runs. So I stand corrected. We have Aragon and Sanchez tied for second on the team. I'll tell you what, there's a few Coyotes here that are really hitting the ball.
Yeah, really half a dozen.
Not a few, probably more than a few.
Yeah, half a dozen players. I mean, more than half of your regulars out there capable of taking it out at any time.
8 ball players, Coach, thus far have home runs, and there's probably a few more that are able to hit it at the varsity level. No balls, 1 strike. And one of the things that statistically that Faith Aragon, the pitcher for Carlsbad, has against Leah Sanchez is she does throw the curveball and it out in the river outside, and I'm going to be a bit surprised if that happens again. So Faith Aragon does have Leah Sanchez's number, but let's see if Sanchez can break that streak. And there's going to be 1 inside, fouled off. Victoria Sandoval at first, Emma Esquivel at second, and Grajeda at third base. 2 outs, 0-2. And here comes the curveball. I'm almost certain. And there's strike number 3. So, Coach, the Lady Coyotes have 1 run on 3 hits, no errors, and 3 runners left on base. We're tied at 1. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back. You're listening and watching at KSAPTV.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, So Easy Sewing finally has our most popular sewing machines and sergers back in stock. We have the Zest, our entry-level machine, on sale for $149. We have the Amazing Jazz 2, which boasts a 12-inch throat, on sale for $7.99, and our #1 selling Verve sewing embroidery combo machine on sale for $9.99. All machines include lifetime instruction on the use of the machine. Hurry in to 200 East College Boulevard in Roswell to claim your new machine before they are gone. So Easy Sewing. You've never had it so easy.
Did you know that most burglaries occur during the day? Why, you ask? Most of us are at work, leaving the burglar to go unnoticed. Did you know the average loss from a home burglary is over $2,200? Not including one's loss of emotional security in their own home. Avoid being a burglar's target market and get a monitored security system from Zenith Security Services, all for around $1 a day. Wouldn't you agree that an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure? Call Zenith Security Services today, 626-3521.
Good morning.
Welcome back to Roswell High School softball. At the end of 1, the score is 1. 1 ball, one run apiece. I'm over here saying one ball, 1 strike, Coach. I was used to saying that earlier. But here we go. The hitter is going to be number 8, Hannah Martinez. And there's going to be a drive to the right side, and let's see if anybody can get there. Hannah Martinez currently batting .508 with 20 games played. She does have 1 bomb in the contest and has 33 hits with 17 RBIs. Facing Sandoval, 0-1. Sandoval getting some direction from Espinosa. There's going to be a strike inside, and that screwball works for strike number 2. 0-2 to Hannah Martinez.
I was wondering if the umpire was actually going to call that a strike. Took him a while.
He paused for just a moment, didn't he? And there's going to be a screwball, and that's going to be a base hit for Martinez. Brings up to the plate number 17, Maddie Flacco, the first baseman. Flacco batting .326 on the year. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if Coach Santo here will probably either show hands or if he's going to go ahead and let Maddie swing away. And he does. So the curveball by Sandoval is effective. 0-1, no outs. Runner at first base with Martinez. Flacco, with 56 plate appearances, has 14 RBIs with 14 hits. There's Sandoval on the pitch and the delivery, and there's going to be a strike number 2. And Martinez steals. So we'll have 1 stolen base for Hannah Martinez. No balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, just a little bit better throw will get her there.
Yeah, and Coach, I wasn't sure, and you probably had a better opportunity when I was looking down here at the statistics. But looks like Hannah Martinez called the timeout for just a second. Might be cut a little bit, but tell me a little bit what happened, Coach, with Talissa Espinosa on the throw.
Well, she got a good jump, and she's got enough speed to get there, obviously, but the throw's just a little up and a little towards the first base side. And, Morales did a good job of getting up high, getting the ball, and getting a tag down, and almost got her anyway. But just a little bit, lower throw, a little more to the bag, and we get her there.
You can actually go back to KSVPTV.com tonight and look at the replay and see if that was an accurate call or not.
My call or the umpire's call?
As we're being facetious up here, but the count now is 0-2 to Maddie Flacco, the first baseman. Sandoval looks into the dugout, getting direction from Sanchez. Sanchez gives the direction now, the delivery by Sandoval, and there's going to be fouled into the dugout. 0-2 again. 1-1 is a score here. District opponents. And the Cave Girls coming in number 1 in the state of New Mexico in all classifications.
Coach, I was looking for a national ranking for Carlsbad, and I couldn't find one.
And I did too, Coach, and there was nothing just yet. The Roswell Lady Coyotes coming in also in this contest, ranked 11th in 5A. And it came to a surprise, and we'll talk about this after this hitter, I should say, some of the things that went on here, Coach. A lot of people were real surprised that they stayed at 11. There's the pitch, and that's going to be upstairs on the rise ball. But I will tell you here in just a moment, the count is 1 ball, 2 strikes, and no outs. There's the pitch by Sandoval, and that's going to be strike number 3 with the first out. And Flacco strikes out looking.
Yeah, so after the sweep of Hobbs, you mean?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So now it's going to bring up the catcher, Aislinn Witzel. Witzel batting .397 on the year. And there's the pitch, and there's going to be the bunt. Fell back into the grandstands. And I'll tell you a little bit about Witzel. Her older sister played a little JC ball over in the Texas area. And now playing her junior, she's about to be a junior, and will be playing at Eastern New Mexico University for the Greyhounds and be teammates with former Lady Coyote Mackenzie Patterson. Witzel, the hitter. There's the pitch. And inside, and just misses for for ball number 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. Actually, Witzel's oldest sister played with Cheyenne as well. And there's Sandoval on the delivery, and there's going to be the bunt to Sandoval. Sandoval will throw to first base, and it's going to be 1. Coach, you're going to call that, okay, here's something that I want to quiz you on. Is it going to be 1 of 3 or 1 of 4?
Oh, 1 to 4.
That's a quiz. Okay, good.
Yeah,
okay.
It's to the player, not the bag.
That's right.
So that is going to be a bunt. That's going to be a sack. Batter out. Sacrifice.
And so now the hitter is going to be Rittner, batting .281 on the year. Brooke Rittner facing Sandoval. Curveball is going to be inside for strike 1. Yeah, and Coach, that's exactly what we were saying here. We won't go to break here in just a minute. Let's talk a little bit of softball here, and then also
we're going to have a conference here.
Well, and I'm always a little leery about this here. Not real sure. I think they're probably saying something to. Oh, there's a reflection.
That's interesting.
There's a reflection from the. There's the. Guys, I've never seen this in my career.
Yeah, that's.
But the burrito caused the timeout. The reflection off the tinfoil caused the timeout.
That's a first.
That is the first. 0-1 to Brooke Rittner facing Victoria Sandoval. There's the pitch, and that's going to be a strike called. Strike number 2 on the screwball. Brooke Rittner, as I mentioned, batting .281. She has 9 hits on the year, 4 RBIs, and that one's going to be fouled into the left side. So Sandoval facing Rittner, and we'll make sure that the burrito does not call the timeout as the umpire goes from the 5-hole, or the in between the 5-6 hole, to call timeout to say you can't eat your burrito just yet. There's the pitch, and that's going to be a base hit, just barely.
That's going to be an RBI.
And that's going to be an RBI. That's correct.
Just a single, but it gets the job done.
Well, here's the scary part of that is Rittner was actually the number 9 hole hitter as Kirsten Guevara is the flex player, but now it's going to bring up the leadoff hitter in Faith Aragon. Aragon batting .570 on the year and has 5 home runs. And, Coach, 2 of those have been against Sandoval. So Faith Aragon, the left-hand hitter, and has the start in Game 1. Rittner at first base. There's the pitch, and that's going to be ball number 2 upstairs. And here's the thing, Coach, that, and you'll like this and you'll appreciate this, with Aragon, the leader of the team, and, you know, she does hit the ball extremely well. I think I would be real careful with pitching at Aragon, and it's okay. Oh, that ball has to be caught.
Yeah, that's, I mean, to me, that's an error.
And that's an error. So you have an E3.
And it's going to send Rentner all the way to third.
And so now Grace Aragon will come up to the plate.
So now, Coach, the way I look at this, the 2 runs that Carlsbad have on the board are due to errors. I mean,
again,
you might say that first run might have scored anyway, but.
So, Coach, Grace Aragon.
Well, no, the second one was just an RBI, but.
Right, but on Grace Aragon, what did she do? I have 1 out for her. I think I have a K.
Yeah, struck out looking.
So Grace Aragon did?
Yeah. Her first time up.
Okay. So I actually have 2 Ks for Sandoval in this game, I believe. But we'll look at that in just a moment. There's going to be a base shot now, and that's going to be 2 RBIs for Grace Aragon.
Yeah, and that just is so important, that error. I mean, that error, you know, not to call her out too much on it, but that's how important it can be because.
Well, and I'm glad you said that, Coach, and you're exactly right. I mean, we're gonna tell it like it is, okay? And so Jonna Aragon is the hitter for Carlsbad. But one of the things that good teams will do, Coach, good teams will win, great teams make plays. And that's something that in order for this Coyote team to get a first-round bye, they're going to have to deplete. They're going to have to make the plays, and I call them great plays. But there's the pitch by Sandoval, and that's going to be a changeup for strike number 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. And, Coach, as we said, you know, Coach Marujo said it earlier as we were talking, leave it on the field, but you're going to have to make those plays. 4-1 is the score now. And there's the pitch now by Sandoval, and that one's going to be hit into the 5-6 hole, and there's going to be another run scored. There's going to be another error on the play. So you have E7. So you have the single and E7, and now you have Jessica Monroe, which the lineup doesn't get any better as she has 11 home runs on the year. So the Roswell Lady Coyotes have 1-2 errors in this inning.
Yeah, Monroe was struck out by Sandoval last inning.
And that ball is going to be out of here.
Wow.
So 2 RBIs.
Just right out to the middle part of the park. Wind took it a little left, and Coach, so, you know, I would say 5 of these 6 runs in this inning. I mean, could have been out of the inning.
5 of the 6 runs, Coach, and it all started with the KE2.
Yeah.
The KE2, and then there was actually a KE2, then an error on first base again with the throw. I mean, the catch, right?
Well, there was an error at first, but it wasn't on the throw. It was on the hit that.
Right.
That could have ended the inning.
There's going to be a comeback here to Sandoval. Sandoval goes 1-3 to Schoolcraft for the 3rd out. So the Carlsbad Cave Girls score 6 runs, and I have 1, 2, 3 hits. 1, 2, 3 errors, and 1 runner left on base. Coach, the score 7-1. We'll be right back. You're listening and watching the KSUPTV.com.
Good morning, honey. Hey, I have to pick up the kids from school this afternoon. Can you call?
A home invasion can happen anytime, even when you're at home. Protect your home and the ones you love with whole home security from Zenith Security. The security experts at Zenith Security can monitor your whole home 24/7. So they're ready whether you're there or not. Call Zenith Security Services LLC at 626-3521. That's 626-3521 and get whole home security with Zenith Security Services LLC.
We know you love your car, and at Big O Tires, we love your car too. We know it's so much more than just how you get from here to there. That's why your locally owned Big O in Roswell and Carlsbad is proud to help keep your car in top shape with our trustworthy service, quality products, major tire brands, and some of the best deals in town. And don't forget, we have easy and affordable financing options for nearly any budget. As members of our community, we know what's important to you and your car. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
Welcome back to Roswell High School. Score 7-1. Roswell Coyotes do trail. And not looking good with defensively for the Roswell Coyotes with 7 errors. And Carlsbad currently has 4 hits, which is not bad for being number 1 in the state. We knew they were going to hit the ball, and they're going to be 2 or 3 home runs.
Yeah, but 6 unearned runs, Coach. You just can't do that against Carlsbad and expect to be competitive.
That's right. Jasmine Lucero is up to bat now for Roswell High School. And there's the pitch by Aragon. That's going to be just caught. Line drive to F3 for the first out. 1 pitch, 1 out. And Murujo might communicate with Darin. With 1 pitch, 1 out, you're going to have to make Faith Aragon work a little bit more. You're going to have to take a couple pitches in order to make this a ball game.
Yeah, I mean, they got her pitch count up in the first inning, but she's sitting at 28 right now.
One thing with Aragon, as I was telling you earlier, Faith Aragon, is when you're facing a left-hand hitter, she loves the curveballs, and that curveball breaks late. Darin batting .380 on the year. And last time the Roswell Lady Coyotes played Carlsbad, as we talked about earlier, Coach, Roswell lost 7-6. Should have had that game won. And then 9-3. And that 9-3 was also had some moments as this first game is going.
Well, but it shows that they can play with them. And obviously they can play with Hobbs coming off the sweep. I don't think there's a scenario. I mean, I think we could drop 2 today, drop 2 to close, and still make the tournament. But
well, and you're right. I think so. And here in just a minute, Coach, we're going to talk about seeding and selection softball. Roswell will not lose to Clovis.
No, I don't expect that either. But
I mean, and here, and I'm going to be professional about that. I don't mean that in a negative way. I feel that.
I mean, it's softball. They could, but they won't.
They could.
Yeah.
I have a hard time believing that because
Yeah.
Roswell High School is really meeting their peak as of right now, and
Clovis isn't.
Clovis is really struggling thus far. There's going to be a 1 or 3 for the second out, and now it's going to bring up Espinosa. So Espinosa on the first frame had a single. So she is currently 1 for 1.
Yeah, on that hard grounder that
shortstop
got through the shortstop.
So Aragon, Espinosa, and there's going to be the running hit, or the running attempt, I should say, to attack the ball, better known as the slap hit.
Not a slap bunt, but a slap hit, right?
Well, you have a slap bunts, you have slap hits, but that one was going to be a slap
hit variety,
hit,
right?
and that's going to be F6 now for the third out. So let's stay here, Coach, and let's talk a little bit. Right here, the score 7-1. We're in the middle part of the second inning, and so now, no, I'm sorry, we ended the second inning right there.
Yeah, no runs, no hits on just 8 pitches.
No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. So, Coach, what I was going to say is the seeding and selection softball. The New Mexico activity staff will seed and select teams for the 2021-2022 state championships utilizing the following criteria adopted by the New Mexico Activity Association 7.11 as voted on by the Board of Directors. The 6 criteria are as follows. 1, finish in regular season district play. Currently, Roswell High is second, and we'll explain that in a moment. Head-to-head. 3, wins against district champions regardless of classifications. 4, overall records. 5, max preps, Freeman rankings. And 6 is the member school inputs by the head coach has to be submitted by Sunday at 8. Excuse me, that's probably going to be, it says 8 a.m. I think it used to be 10 p.m. But note, in the event of among the criteria points, head-to-head will be used to break the tie. If there is no head-to-head competition or the head-to-head competition is tied, then what the criteria is, then the max preps Freeman rankings will be used to break the tie. So again, that was adopted by the New Mexico Activity Association 7.11. And here in a minute, Coach, when we have an opportunity, we can go over the rankings 1 through 16, the first round. I do have that information as well. And first round is single elimination. 7-1's the score as we begin the top half of the 4th inning. And there's going to be a shot, and that's going to be a home run. No, it's going to be off the fence. And that's going to be Hannah Martinez for a double.
Yeah, nearly sent it out, but it's just going to wind up being the double.
Number 17 is going to be Maddie Flacco. Flacco is 0 for 1 as she struck out against Sandoval earlier. Runner at second base with Martinez. Sandoval, the pitcher in the circle. There's the pitch, and the curveball is outside for ball number 1. And there's the pitch, and that's going to be a changeup for strike 1. Sandoval, as I mentioned earlier, I thought she had 99 strikeouts, but she did hit the century mark last game against the Hobbs Eagles, currently at 103 total on the year, facing Maddie Flacco. And there's going to be a foul ball out of play, 1 ball, 2 strikes. The score is 7-1.
Yeah, and she's added 3 strikeouts today.
And we're in the top of the 4th. Am I correct on that, Coach?
Top 3rd.
Top of 3rd. Okay, so I messed up here on the zeros here. So, okay. So top of 3rd, I beg your pardon. There's a pitch by Sandoval, and that's going to be upstairs for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. 7-1's a score. We're in the top half of the 3rd inning. The Carlsbad Cave Girls do lead. Carlsbad currently ranked number 1 in the state overall in all classifications. And the Lady Coyotes, there's going to be a base hit between the 5-6 hole, and they're going to send, and there's another error by the Roswell Coyotes. So you have a single and an error.
And that's 2 errors on left fielder Lucero in just 3 innings of work.
So that's going to be, yes, that's correct. So 8-1's the score. Coach, the Roswell Coyotes right now have how many errors, Coach? We've talked about Sandoval has allowed 1 earned run in this contest.
Yeah, 4 errors, and costly errors, because, you know, those runs that came across in that 2nd inning, those 6 runs, you know, they were all unearned. So
you got to be careful with Aislinn Witzel here, number 3, as she's batting .379 on the year, and she has no home runs, but she does have 23 hits, no outs. The score is 8-1 in this ball game, and there's going to be a home run by Witzel.
You said you had to be careful with her.
That's right.
2nd home run to the gap in left center, taking advantage of that wind.
And the Carlsbad Cave Girls are going to hit home runs. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about that. We know that. Score is 10-1, Coach. And right now what is going to have to happen is the location of the pitchers, or the pitchers are going to have to go back down. The ball will not work upstairs. I promise you it won't work upstairs on the Carlsbad Cave Girls. They're going to have to make those adjustments. Now number 20 is going to be Brooke Rettner. She is 1 for 1 with 1 RBI.
Yeah, she hit that rope down the left field line earlier.
And there's going to be a foul ball to the freshman Grajeda Aragon, as I call it, Grajeda Aragon. I have to do that because my man here, Mr. Carrasco's here. You can go both ways. Aragon Aragon.
Arturo.
Okay, so Brooke Retner, the hitter, 0-2 now with no outs, as the Cave Girls have a comfortable lead in this contest, 10-1. So here's Sandoval with the pitch, and that's going to be in the dirt for ball number 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs, facing the number 1 team in the state, the Carlsbad Cave Girls. There's Sandoval on the pitch, and that's going to be strike number 3 for out number 1.
Top of the order now.
So now Faith Aragon, the leadoff hitter, is currently 1 for 3. She had a single in the first inning and got on base in the second with an error from Leah Sanchez. There's the pitch, and that's going to be inside for ball number 1. I'm telling you, whatever you do with this, do not get the ball up on Faith Aragon. She will hit it out of the park and hit it hard. There's a screwball, and there's another one. Don't throw it. Oh.
Coach, you you called it. As they go yard yet again. Same spot, too. They're all going out the same spot.
Well, Coach, what is that telling you?
Well, that they're real dang good.
They're real darn good. They're number 1 for a reason, but the Roswell Coyotes, as I mentioned earlier, Coach, the last time they played them was 7-6 and 9-4.
Yeah, much different today.
Carlsbad makes their adjustments, and they study, and they do what they're supposed to do. So statistically, I mean, you're going to have to really utilize your pitches differently, keep everything down, possibly utilize the curveball, possibly changeups, in order to be successful in this ball game. There's the pitch, and that's going to be fouled back for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Yeah, Coach Fuentes, or Mr. Fuentes, Jesse Fuentes and I play college ball together. And Easter, we were actually roommates. Yep. Joe Martinez, we were roommates as well. And there's going to be another foul ball back.
Couldn't keep a roommate, huh?
Well, let's put it this way. Let me reiterate. Joe Martinez and I were roommates. And then Jesse Fuentes and I were roommates on the road for baseball games.
There you go.
So, okay, there we go. Teammates at Eastern New Mexico University. There's the pitch upstairs for ball number 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. And there's going to be the changeup for downstairs.
Thank you.
Give me a Coke. Yeah, Dr. Pepper. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to the hitter in Grace Aragon. And that one's going to be popped up, and that's going to be just out of play. So first round of the New Mexico State Tournament, it will be May 6th and 7th, first round, which is a Friday, Saturday. For all classifications, higher seed will play at the neutral site in the classifications of 4 or 5A. That first round is single elimination.
And, Coach, all 16 teams play the first round?
That's correct.
Okay, that's what I thought. You were talking about a bye earlier and it confused me.
Single elimination first round, 1 plays 16, 2 plays 15, and you get the point.
Yeah, so if Roswell stays in the area they are now, that means that they will be playing
La Cueva.
Yeah, I mean, some team in the area of Cleveland, La Cueva, Rio Rancho, maybe Mayfield. I mean, depending on movement in the rankings a little bit. And again, as we get another foul ball, the rankings, the Max Preps rankings won't necessarily be the rankings, exactly the same as they are for the tournament. So, you're probably looking at a team in that area, that 4 to 7 currently ranked teams. That's who I would expect to play in the first round.
That's correct.
And all of them tough. I mean, Cleveland, to the defending state champs. Then you got La Cueva, always tough. Rio Rancho, always tough. Mayfield, won't be easy.
So that ball gets past Espinosa on the pass ball. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. And again, never say die. You got to keep on competing and keep on playing. There's the pitch by Sandoval, and that's going to be a changeup in the dirt. And as I mentioned, Jonna Aragon will hit this ball a long way too if you get it up in the zone.
Right into the bullpen there. Another foul ball. Tori up to 70 pitches. And I assume she's the Game 2 starter as well?
Yeah, I would imagine. Jonna Aragon batting .452 on the year. Aragon has 5 home runs. Jonna Aragon. There's the pitch, and that's going to be strike number 3 for out number 2.
So 4 strikeouts, I believe. 5 strikeouts for Victoria today to add to that total of 100 she had coming into the game. Among the leaders in the state in strikeouts, actually. I've got the actual number here. I'll look it up.
Okay.
At least I thought so.
I don't think I have it.
3rd in the state in strikeouts coming into the game. So
Sandoval's 3rd.
Yep.
So 1 ball, 1 strike, and 2 outs. Scores 11-1. Had a couple of home runs in this inning. Jessica Monroe, one of those young ladies doing that. So Monroe facing Sandoval here. Monroe has 12 on the year. That's going to be strike 1 on the outer half. Excuse me, strike 2 on the outer half.
I'm sorry, it's 14th, Coach.
14th.
She's 3rd in innings pitched and 14th in strikeouts.
3rd in innings pitched in the state of New Mexico? Okay. There's the pitch, and there's going to be a little dribbler to Grajeda, and that's going to be 4-3, and she will be out. And I will say that
called out.
I was going to say that it's going to be a call out. I'm going to say happy birthday on that one there, because happy birthday, Merry Christmas, because she was from up here. She was safe.
She appeared to be safe to me, Coach.
Coach, we'll be right back. You're listening and watching to KSBTV.com.
Central Valley Electric Education Foundation scholarships are now available for CVE members and their dependents. The scholarships can be used by graduating high school students or adults who are continuing their education. Applications are being accepted through April 15, 2022. Visit cvecoop.org/scholarships for eligibility and an application, or call Central Valley Electric Cooperative at 575-746-3571. Remember, these scholarships are available for students of all ages. Apply today.
ENMU Roswell offers high school students the opportunity to get a head start on their college education journey into healthcare. Through the Allied Health Careers Pathway, high school learners can enroll in dual credit courses that introduce them to a wide range of careers that include emergency medical technician, paramedic, nursing, occupational therapy, respiratory therapy, medical assisting, phlebotomy, and nursing assistant. Start your healthcare career path at ENMU Roswell. Contact your high school counselor for more information.
Welcome back to Lady Coyote softball. The Carlsbad Cave Girls, as I mentioned earlier, lead 11-1. They actually had 4 runs on 4 hits 1 error on the Coyotes and 1 runner left on base. Coming to the plate now is going to be Maddie Grajeda. She is 1 for 1. She got a base hit up the middle against Faith Aragon. Aragon, the left-hand junior from Carlsbad, New Mexico, will deliver, and that one's going to be just a bit inside.
And dive over the plate to get out of that one's way.
I think I'll take a seat on this one here, Coach. I finally got a chance to sit down. Stand up. I haven't been so busy over doing other things, but standing up felt pretty good. Here comes Maddie Grajeda. Grajeda batting .370 this year. Grajeda, as I mentioned earlier, has 22 games played. She has 3 stolen bases. According to this is not right. It says stolen base attempts and stolen base.
Yeah, those stolen base attempts you get off max preps are never right.
Yeah, so it says stolen base and stolen base attempts. It says 3 and then 0, so that's inaccurate. So the statistics on the base running is inaccurate, but now it brings it up to the plate as the freshman Emma Esquivel. She is 1 for 1 as she had the single off the bunt. Is that correct, Coach?
Singled on a bunt to the pitcher is correct.
So Esquivel, the hitter, Morales on deck, and Sandoval in the hole. There is the pitch by Aragon. And earlier in the game, Coach, the Roswell Coyotes looked really tough hitting-wise.
Yeah.
Well, all around. And there's going to be strike number 3 for Emma Esquivel, swing and a miss for out number 2.
It was just a defensive error, a mental mistake, whatever you want to call it, but then it just snowballed, and then you just get steamrolled. You can't do it against a team of this caliber.
Morales is the hitter, facing Aragon. That's going to be upstairs for ball 1.
Struck out swinging her first time up.
So she's 0 for 1. So the Roswell Lady Coyotes have 1, 5, 6 errors in the ball game.
You're not going to beat most teams with that many errors. But certainly not a team like this. You just can't do it. So hopefully they can get that squared away for game 2.
Let's see what happens here with this. There's going to be a foul tip. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. As I was mentioning, Coach, the first round of the state tournament is May 6th and 7th. The higher seed, neutral side in 4 and 5A. May 11th is the quarterfinals in Albuquerque, Rio Rancho area for all classifications.
So, Coach, do you know how they determine is the neutral site only an option when you have a large distance to travel, or is that agreed upon?
Yeah, so it will be.
How do you lose your home field advantage?
Right.
It has to be
so
PV and Carlsbad?
So PV and Carlsbad, so basically at the neutral site, if they agree to play in Albuquerque, then they can do that. But a lot of the times, if, say, for example, if PV were to – you want that home game.
Sure.
You want that home game, so that's the advantage of. So here's Sadie Morales. That's going to be it looked like she was close for 3 balls, 2 strikes.
But, if I'm a 1 seed,
okay.
If I'm a 1 seed, I'm playing a 16 seed, I'm not sure I want to double my travel. I might agree to a neutral site game if it's,
So Sadie Morales strikes out. And so there's going to be no runs on no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. Let's stay here. And, Coach, let's talk about this for a second. So basically, I've been a 16 before, and we had to travel all the way to Farmington. And people say, you're crazy to travel all the way to Farmington to play a single game, knowing the fact that you're a 16 seed and the PA, I'll say it right now. PB was number 1. And I said, absolutely not. I said, I'm going to take pride in that 16 seed because, first and foremost, I'm in the state tournament, and I have an opportunity for my kids to go and play one more opportunity. Yeah. And the gist of it is, there was a couple times we were 16 seed back to back, and That 16 seed at one time, we almost upset PV, losing 5-4.
You know, I think I remember that. And, you know, that's what they say about baseball. You know, you get a college football mismatch, you know, that higher seeded team is always going to win. I mean, they just always are. But baseball and softball are different. I mean, you can have an upset. You can be playing, you know, just have a great day, catch the other team on a bad day. You might get a lucky bounce here or there. You just never know. So I get what you're saying. You know, if I'm Carlsbad and I'm, you know, and PV's or Farmington's the 16 and I'm the 1.
Well, as it stands right now, that's Albuquerque at Sandia. If everything were to stand today.
Yeah, but see that
this is not gonna be it.
Right.
Because there's so many things. As I was making the trip to Oklahoma last week and going over some of the statistics and going over some of the criteria, you know, that's just not the way it's going to be. The up to bat right now is going to be number 11, Haven Schoolcraft. She is 0 for 2. Fly out to right field and grounded it to the pitcher, and there's going to be strike number 1 on the curveball. But, yeah, so there's some district champions that are lower seeds that and here's the thing, and I still haven't got a chance to talk about this, or we haven't had a chance to talk about this. You know, there's going to be another curveball by Sandoval. 1 ball, 1 strike, no outs. With Roswell High School sweeping Hobbs last week. Now, I'm telling you that, and Coach Crossland, if he's listening to this or he goes back and listens tonight, he might get upset with this, but we have good enough friendship to be honest with each other. I mean, the Roswell Coyotes, they didn't just beat Hobbs, they dominated Hobbs 15-5 and 19-8. And here's the thing that's going to hurt Roswell High School. So Roswell High School and Hobbs have the same record overall and district play. And so they split at Hobbs, and Roswell won. That's going to be popped up, and let's see if Sanchez has an opportunity. It's going to be F1 for the first out. So right now, they have Roswell High School over Hobbs in the district, even though they're tied in district overall, because head-to-head. Now, according to Max Preps and the criteria, as we talked about, Coach, here's the thing that's going to get Roswell High School. So finish in regular play and head-to-head, okay, I get it. They might finish in regular play. They're probably going to end up being with the same record, okay? Head-to-head, Roswell has them, but now wins against district opponents. Hobbs has 3 wins over district opponents. Now, there's going to be a ground ball to shortstop, 6-3 on the play, and that's going to be out number 2 for Martinez. 6-3 for out 2. Brings up to the plate now is Maddie Flacco. She is currently 0 for 2, struck out in the 2nd inning, and got on with a single and an E7. So I beg your pardon, she's 1 for 2.
It's just wins against district champs, though, isn't it?
Correct.
Not just district opponents.
Excuse me, district champions. Right. I beg your pardon.
Okay.
So wins against district champions regardless of classification. Now the thing that Hobbs has right now is they have a win over a district champion in Texas.
In Texas?
In Texas. So according to this coach, it says, to this criteria, wins against district champions regardless of classification. And I had, and I'll get that in a minute, I have Hobbs' schedule, but they have a win over a district that will be a district champion in Texas.
And that figures into the criteria for New Mexico?
That's the question that I have.
Yeah, that's a good question.
So we have to look that up. But according to the bylaws that were adopted by the New Mexico Activity Association 711, to what my knowledge is, there's going to be a strike by Sandoval for strike number 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. It scores 11-1. But it says wins against district champions regardless of class. It doesn't say regardless of states. So that's where the Coyotes.
Yeah, if I'm going to predict the ruling on that is going to be that win against the Texas district champ is not going to be counting.
So another thing that's going to hurt the Roswell Lady Coyotes is the strength of schedule. Roswell Coyotes didn't play a strong schedule at all. And so the future of the Roswell Coyotes, I mean, you know, that's going to be they're going to call that a ball. It looks like that was almost a strike. So Flacco those base on balls. Bringing it up to the plate is Aislinn Witzel. She is currently 1 for 2 with a 2-run home run. But, Coach, here's the thing that, young coaches do that and try to get players, but you're going to have to play strong opponents to get that strength of schedule in order to be successful in the state of New Mexico. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I mean,
well, it helps your max preps ranking for one, but it also helps you just, playing quality opponents because
Roswell, they have a decent, it's 9.3, and the rating is 14.8, but what should have been a big factor for Roswell High School is the Artesia tournament. When they lost to Las Vegas Robertson, that's going to be a district champion. Roswell High School lost to them, and that really is going to hurt when they come down to the rankings.
Opportunity to get a win against a district champion. Part of that scheduling, you look at try to go find a weak district, and try to predict who's going to win that district, a team you can beat, and try to get them on your schedule. I mean, that's just all part of the.
Now, believe it or not, Coach, district champions, Dexter, they're the 3A classification. Now, Roswell didn't choose to play Dexter. They played them in the Artesia Invitational.
That's right.
And Dexter is going to be a district champion regardless of the fact that, they're kind of having a weak year. And I don't mean any disrespect by that at all.
Yeah, not a team you were meaning to play, but just strange circumstances.
So here's the thing that the Lady Coyotes are going to have to do. The shortstop, Sadia Morales, has really kind of looked like she was playing double play depth with 2 outs, and that's where you got to really play back in a standard position. But Maddie Flacco will score, and Aislinn Witzel will get a single with an RBI.
I think you're going to have to give her a double, Coach.
Did they give her double? Okay, I was looking at the throw, so I didn't see that. So bringing up the plate is Brooke Retner. There's a grab by Sadia Morales.
Nice play.
So 6-3 for the nice play. So the Lady Cave Girls will have 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. We're here in the middle part of the 4th inning. The score is 12-1. We'll be right back.
Maybe your AC unit needs a little tender love and care. If you don't know where to turn, then you don't know Jack. In fact, they're downright funky. Let the boys at Fergie's Plumbing and Heating get your AC unit ice cold, just like some of my lady friends. Don't let any fool make you lose your cool. Fergie's Plumbing and Heating. If you don't know Fergie, then you don't know Jack. 632-2660.
If you're missing a tooth or several teeth, a dental implant may be the ultimate solution. Implants look and feel so much like real teeth that you probably forget you have an implant. Maupin & Brown Dentistry is one of New Mexico's most experienced implant providers, with literally thousands of implant patients who are absolutely delighted with the results. Call Maupin & Brown today for an evaluation. You'll be surprised how affordable implants can be. Maupin & Brown, your choice for experienced, state-of-the-art dentistry.
Mays Lumber has all.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to KSVPTV.com. Art Sandoval, Kelly McDonald here, and as we're talking a little strategy here, we're here in the 4th inning as the senior Victoria Sandoval come up to plate.
And, Coach, just another monkey wrench. We were talking about the criteria and how they're weighted equally. Is there, in football, you couldn't be ranked below a team that you finished ahead of in district?
Correct.
And does that apply here as well?
Also.
Okay, so that's, that would throw a lot of that out, throw the criteria out the window if you're talking about us and Hobbs. If it finishes the way we think it will.
So Sandoval takes strike number 1, facing Faith Aragon. Score is 12-1 here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Yeah, and so, Coach.
And that could bump us up where we might,
Right.
And pull Hobbs down just a little bit. And when that happens, and you look at us at 11 and Hobbs at 9, then we're dangerously close to maybe having to play each other in the first round. And, boy, you probably don't want to do that.
When you and I were doing football together, Max Preps, and I hate to say this, Oh, there's going to be a dribbler for Sandoval. That's going to be 5-3 for the first out. So Sandoval is 0 for 2. Oh, excuse me. She is, 0 for 2 with the walk for the first out. It's going to bring up Grajeda Aragon. She struck out in the first frame. So here's the scenario for the people that are listening at home, and if you're just now tuning in at KSVPTV.com, we appreciate you watching and listening, and once again, thank you to our sponsors. But the Seating and Selection Softball Committee, according to the New Mexico Activity Association, adopted by the New Mexico Activity Association bylaw 7.11, voted by the Board of Directors, as we talked about the 6 criteria. There's going to be a out, and good play by Hannah Martinez. Hannah Martinez, I'm sorry. I meant to say Grace Aragon. So it's going to be F6 for the second out, bringing up Leah Sanchez. So finish in regular season district play, head-to-head, wins against district champions regardless of classification, overall records, max preps, Freeman rankings, and member school input. Now, Sanchez goes 0-1. As Coach McDonald and I were talking, Roswell and Hobbs, if they ended up in the tie at the end of the regulation, which is going to be on Thursday for the Roswell Coyotes, here's what's going to end up happening. So if we're just going to go with the criteria, finish in regular season district play. Realistically, you have Carlsbad in the state is ranking, and sitting at number 1 in the state. Oh, there's going to be a base hit for Leah Sanchez. So Sanchez breaks up the monotony here. Bringing up to the plate is going to be Jazzy Lucero. Lucero is 0 for 1 as she flew out to the first baseman. Well, let's talk about this here in just a minute. I just thought about something, Coach, that is very important here for this contest. Regardless of the fact that the Roswell Lady Coyotes trail by 11, 12-1 right now, and it's going to be the bottom half of the 4th inning. Can you learn something from this game right here? The answer is absolutely can.
Sure.
Because here's what Coach Brian Santo is going to do for Carlsbad. Next game, he is going to pit Schoolcraft.
Sure.
And Schoolcraft, she does throw 65 to 67 miles an hour, which is fine. Okay, there is going to be a little bit of a change of speed. Now, Faith Aragon, in my opinion, has probably more effective stuff when it comes down to the spin. Oh, that's going to be a shot by Lucero. That's going to be out of play. Now, Schoolcraft throws harder. So I think what Santo will do, will throw Schoolcraft to change that off speed. Now, I think last time Roswell played them, they really hit Aragon pretty good, as they did in the first couple innings here at Roswell High School. So nonetheless, that they're trailing by 11, the Roswell Coyotes really have to take this game effectively, because, just if it is, you never give in, you never quit, but you're going to have to take every pitch as seriously as you possibly can. You're going to have to focus on every pitch you possibly can, regroup, go up to the plate with the plan, and see what you can do to get better for the next at-bat, regardless if it's this game or if it's next game.
Sure. I mean, that you got to find those teachable moments, those coachable moments. You have to take every opportunity for a game situation to get better. I mean, and it doesn't matter if you're up 12, down 12, tie game. That's exactly right, and that's what good teams and good players do.
So there's going to be strike number 3 for Jasmine Lucero. So the Roswell Coyotes get no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and one runner left on base. But let's stay here, Coach. Let's talk criteria here. So the first criteria for the Seating and Selection Committee is finish in regular season district play. So if Roswell and Hobbs finish with the same record, potentially could be 16-10 overall. Okay, finish in regular season district play. Roswell High School currently has the advantage head-to-head, regardless, because Roswell lost to Hobbs. It got swept in Hobbs, but Hobbs got swept here in Roswell. Okay, so explain head-to-head, Coach, for the people that are listening.
Well, I mean, they play 4 games.
Well, finish in regular season play.
Okay.
And head-to-head.
In district play. So really the overall record doesn't really matter on that one. So it's going to be just the district play, and they're going to wind up with identical records in district play.
In district play.
So, in that sense, they're tied. When you go to head-to-head, now had one of those teams won 3 and lost 1, that we'd have our tiebreaker right there. But we didn't have that. We had a split of 4 games, each team winning their home games. So I believe you go to runs, right?
So here's the event. In the event of a tie among criteria points, head-to-head will be used to break the tie. So if there is no head-to-head competition or the head-to-head competition is tied, then what happens, Max Prep's Freeman rankings will be used to break the tie. So here's what we have right now. So we have Faith Aragon batting here in the top half of the 5th inning. She is currently 2 for 3, had a single and a home run, and got on base on an error. So here's the thing. So finishing regular play, district play, Roswell High School, they have Roswell at number 2, Hobbs at 3 in district play currently.
And that's because of runs for and runs against.
Correct.
In district, right.
So Roswell would get a point, and then head-to-head, you have a tie. So you revert back to, so we'll skip that for a second, but wins against district champions. Hobbs has it, but we have to check on that rule if they have the win against a district champion in Texas. So Sandoval strikes out Faith Aragon for out number 1. And then overall record, Coach, nobody will get a point with that because it's a tie. And then Max Prep's Freeman rankings, Hobbs will get it currently because they're ahead, ranked 9th and Roswell's 11th. So then you go to the input by the coaches, and that's going to be fell back. And Joe Martinez, the former Coyote and the former teammate at Eastern, gets a grab. He thought he was playing center field again. That one's going to be hit hard, and that's going to be a base hit for Grace Aragon. So, yeah, and it sounds like we're babbling, Coach, but we're really not. So here's the thing. What is the advantage here in this situation here? So you have 1 point. It's going to come down to the input, the member input, in my opinion.
But, Coach, I don't think it does because we have that caveat that says, Hobbs can't be ranked ahead of us in the district tournament if they're below us in the final district standings. So, I mean, you'd throw all that out. I mean, that one would trump all of them.
That's the question. That's the question that's being asked.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
If they do it like football.
I agree with you. So you're saying, okay.
See, this would apply in the way I understand it. This would apply to 2 teams that aren't in the same district because if they're in the same district, whoever's higher in district is going to be the higher seed.
So there's not going to be an error on the play.
Just a stolen base?
Just a stolen base for Grace Aragon. So on the up to bat is going to be number 22, Jonna Aragon. She is currently 1 for 3. She flew out to the shortstop in the first at bat, had an E7. She got on a single and then an E7 to advance to second base and then struck out in the 3rd. And there's Sandoval again for strike number 1. 3 balls, 1 strike, and 1 out. Scores 12-1 here in the top half of the 5th inning. Kyle, it's really struggling defensively here.
Yeah, they are. This is not the way they've been playing defense lately.
And there's going to be the changeup. Unexpectedly, Jonna Aragon thought that, well, I don't know if she thought it, but it sure did surprise her on the changeup.
Well, she didn't throw the bat towards her own dugout like the boys usually do, and they think they walked, and they didn't. Ooh, there's a shot. Man.
A lot of the times you don't throw, a changeup with 3 strikes, at this level, unless you have that ability to do that. So Grace Aragon will score. Jonna Aragon will get a double and an RBI.
And, Coach, that about took Aragon's. Is she wearing a mask over there?
She is wearing a mask.
That's good.
And, the freshman.
That was scary.
Yarida has really stepped up to the plate, Coach, and took on that position there with the senior graduating, of course, last year. And, she's really see, those have to be caught. And there's an error by Tarin. You calling that an error, Coach?
On the outfielder.
Yeah.
I'll call it a single and then an E9.
Yeah, single and an E9. So error on Darin. So 13-1 now is the score with 1 out. Schoolcraft, the hitter, she is currently 0 for 3. Flew out to right, grounded to the pitcher, and flew out to the pitcher. So the Roswell Coyotes, 2, 5, 6, 7 errors in the ball game.
Well, if we were going to have 7 today, I'm glad they're all in the first game. I hope we're not going to have only 7.
Well, I'm very curious to find out who's scoring the errors down there.
Well, I mean, on the line drive,
the line drive is a base hit, but the error has to be in front.
Yeah. I mean, I've been doing a lot of scoring, unofficial scoring, of course, but to me, if you would have made the play in a routine, less than extraordinary effort would have made the play, and you didn't make it, then that's got to be an error. I think that one was just a hit, but it's these outfielder errors, Coach. I mean, that's, by my count, 5 of the errors have been in the outfield. So.
Yeah,
and we had a borderline one on the last play that.
Just not playing. I mean, then that's the game of baseball and softball. Sometimes you got to play your A game. And Schoolcraft now, the hitter, she goes 3 balls and 2 strikes with 1 out. And there's the pitch by Sandoval, and that's going to be base on balls. Brings up Hannah Martinez. Martinez currently 2 for 3. Had 1 single in the second and a double in the third, and then grounded out to the shortstop in the 4th.
Third walk by Sandoval to go with 6 strikeouts. That should end it.
There's the dribbler, and goes 4 to 6.
There's only 1 out.
4 to, let's see, that was going to be 4 to 6, and that was going to be
fielder's choice.
Schoolcraft, so she goes 4 to 6. You go fielder's choice for Martinez, so she's standing at first base. And that brings up Flacco, and she is 1 for 3 with the walk and 1 strikeout.
As they just kind of continue piling on here.
That's going to be fouled into Talissa's mask. It's going to be a tough one here, Coach. This is a tough game for Roswell.
Yeah, we're talking about them playing their best softball at the right time. Well, they're going to have to have a much better effort in game 2 in order for us to keep saying that,
Well, even the Los Angeles Dodgers lose a game. I'm not comparing them at all, to the Los Angeles Dodgers, but sometimes that happens. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, the Los Angeles All-Stars. Dodgers.
I was waiting for you to say that. That was the whole key right there, Coach, because the Los Angeles Dodgers are looking really good, and they have a lineup to beat anybody for a few years. I'm sure of that, Coach.
Yeah, they're best team money can buy.
That's exactly right, and I'll take it. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 outs here. The hitter is Maddie Flacco, the first baseman.
I can't say anything about that really because my team spent big in the offseason, and it's paying off for them early as well. So
Flacco again is 1 for 3, struck out in the second, E7. And then a base on balls. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And we have a runner at first base. Hannah Martinez got on with the fielder's choice. And there's another strikeout for Sandoval.
Now, Coach, did you talk to Tori about?
That's 3 outs.
That's 3, ladies. Did you talk to Tori about not tackling a girl as she rounds third after she hits a home run on you?
Oh my gosh, that was so funny.
Oh, that was the craziest thing.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back. 14-1's the score.
Mays Lumber has all the hard-to-find hardwood you've been looking for. Oak, cherry, walnut, poplar, and maple. Plus, hard-to-find exotic woods like purple heart, zebra wood, ambrosia maple, black limba, and bloodwood. Perfect for that one-of-a-kind gift piece or table. Get ready with Formica and Wilson Art countertops in 12-footer custom length with installation available. Make it happen at Mays Lumber, 115 South Virginia in Roswell, serving southeastern New Mexico and beyond since 1934.
Oasis Computers has been Roswell's trusted source for home and small business computers for over 30 years, and they continue to be your best resource for computer repairs, operating system upgrades, web root managed, antivirus, special orders, and more. Oasis Computers is now open from 8 to 1, Monday through Friday to better serve you. Service calls by appointments and after-hour appointments are available too. Stop by Oasis Computers at 1703 North Garden or call or text 575-625-9141 for even faster service.
Welcome back to KCPTV.com. The Carlsbad Cave Girls had 2 runs on 3 hits, 1 error by the Lady Coyotes, and 1 runner left on base. At the middle part of the 5th inning, the score was 14-1.
Did you get the run on the fielder's choice?
Yep, right there.
Huh.
No, right. Jessica Monroe.
Yeah, Monroe scored.
Okay, so I didn't have that one. So
yeah, I think it's 15.
Okay. So it's 15.
I think so.
I have 15 now. Now, Monroe scored, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what we saw that wrong there. So batting for the Roswell Coyotes is going to be Elena Tarin. She is 0 for 1.
And I think the count's 1-1 here as we were trying to figure out the score.
Yeah, 1-1 is the count. 15-1 is the score. And Elena Tarin is 0 for 1, and she grounded out to the pitcher. There's a dribbler to the shortstop. Grace Aragon fires over to Maddie Flacco for out number 1.
Nice play, not taking too much time there, knowing you got to set them quick and fire that ball over. Good job by Flacco at first on the low throw.
Espinosa up to bat. She is 1 for 2. Got a base hit in the first and then grounded out. That says flew out. Flew out to shortstop. And now she's here on her 3rd at bat.
And Coach, run rules are in effect, even though it's a district game, right?
That's correct.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
And the Lady Coyotes really could have had an opportunity last week against Hobbs to 15-run rule them in 4.
Oh.
But ended up being 5 innings in both games. Again, everybody's real surprised with what happened there with Hobbs still being. They dropped 4. They were number 5 in the state, and they dropped to 9. And Roswell High last week was 11 and stayed at 11.
Yeah, so Hobbs, got the punishment, and we didn't get the praise. But again, it's not people deciding,
Espinosa swings and a miss for out number 2.
It is a what do they call the computer? The
algorithm.
Algorithm or whatever it is. It's not Joe Schmo decides, we're not going to move Roswell up. It's just whatever the computer says. Depending on what happens, and people get on to max prep sometimes, but we know from experience that usually pretty accurate.
That's exactly right. It really surprised me, and I get upset about it, but Aragon is going to have a dribbler there, and that's going to be the ball game, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to take a 60-second timeout. We'll come back and recap game one. We'll be right back.
This is Renee.
Happy to be here.
She's not some influencer. She's more of a groundbreaker, turning her 4-acre lot into a little slice of heaven behind the wheel of a John Deere 1 Series tractor. Renee runs with us because the most important job is the next one.
That's all I got.
Nothing runs like a Deere. Hear Renee's story at Deere.com.
Stop by Pecos Valley Equipment in Artesia and Roswell, or visit us online at pecosvalleyequipment.com.
Pecans are a big deal here in Chaves County. We have some of the biggest orchards in the country, and lots of us have pecan trees in our yards. Hi, this is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. Whether you have one pecan tree or 1,000 of them, this time of year, every pecan tree needs fertilizing. So come see us at Roswell Seed Company, and we'll get you fixed up with the right fertilizer for your pecan trees. So that next year, your nuts will be big and beautiful. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
And we're back, partner.
All right, welcome back. So the Lady Coyotes fall 15-1 in game number 1.
All right,
let's talk a little stats.
Let's do. All right, first for let's do Carlsbad first. We're going to have first Faith Aragon pitch 5 innings, gave up 4 hits, 1 run. That was an earned run, just 1 walk, and 7 strikeouts with a complete game victory. Doubles in the game from Witzel. I can't just say Aragon. Grace Aragon, Martinez, and Jonna Aragon. Home runs from Faith Aragon, Witzel, and Monroe. And stolen bases from Aragon, Faith Aragon, Grace Aragon, Martinez, and Monroe each there. Multiple hit games from, well, almost the whole starting lineup had a multiple hit game. Coach only Schoolcraft, Flacco, and Rentner did not have at least 2 hits in the game. Going over to the Roswell Coyotes, Victoria Sandoval went the distance, 5 innings pitched, 14 hits, 15 runs, only 8 of those were earned runs, 3 walks and 7 strikeouts, and as you said, giving her 107 on the year, so she'll move up that list in the state. The 4 hits in the game came from Espinoza, Grajeda, Esquivel, and Leah Sanchez. And again, just the 1 run coming across in the first inning. I've got a little update from Gene Dow. I'll get that for you. Artesia wins game 1, 3-0. Crandall sets New Mexico for a strikeout record now at 602 career strikeouts. Whew. And that'll do it for game 1. Coach, going to take how long?
Well, probably be back here in about 20 minutes. Lady Coyotes lose game 1, 15-1. We'll be back here in 20.